a conversation when I'm talking to you about something. It's the same with the friendship.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what you do, dude.
Uh-huh.
How about you?
So already it means that
Yeah.
you don't have the humility to take
That's
advice.
the word.
And
You
are
don't
not-
have the humility.
Yeah.
I like what my friend said. He says coachability brings profitability.
Yeah.
So if you're coachable as a husband, if you're coachable as a wife, it means you will profit from that wisdom that is given to you.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why I always tell people my wisdom and my advice is valuable. I will not force it on you. And this is one thing I don't drag people. If I've given advice, I've counseled you, I've spoken to you, and you choose not to listen, you won't find me be on your case trying to say, hey, listen to you. So I see that with women, and that's my biggest challenge. You will write something about women all the time. Go to my page, Steady Divine, Coach Steady Divine. You will discover women will defend it. Write something to men, as tough as it is, and I know I've written tougher things about men, and the men will say, Coach, we hear you. That's a tough bullet, but we hear you, we get you. Most of the times, women will say, the man, oh, if he's a man, if he's a real man, he should be able to do these things.
Yeah.
Another thing I wrote about, actually 2 weeks ago, I wrote about how I see a lot of church girls that don't have game when it comes to relationships. And I gave an example of Sarah Jakes, and I saw women, almost everyone that commented on that says, oh, it's the same with the Christian brothers. It's the same with the Christian brothers. But today we're not talking about the guys. We're talking about you.
We're talking about women.
There's a day we'll talk about the men, and it will be a men's turn where the men will have to take in. So this thing kills a lot of marriages, the vice versa spirit. If I tell you, churches, you understand? So if I say something to you, hey babe, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. Oh, remember you did that the other day. Remember this? No, but it's my turn. I'm just telling you how I feel. And this is why women get upset that men don't communicate and they run into a cave.
So when you are being advised, okay, so this is going to the women. If you're a woman tuning in right now, if your husband is advising you on something, or he's rebuking you on something, it is not an opportunity for you to begin to remind him of the things that he does.
Go deeper, Papa. Zoom in.
It is not an opportunity. It's not like now he has opened a Pandora box for you
to say,
to unearth all the things that he has done wrong. No. If you did that, then you are not communicating. Now that would now become a confrontation.
Exactly.
And that is what a lot of women do. So if the man who has been ordained as a priest over you, the head of the house, sees something wrong and he wants to correct it, however he wants to correct it, your responsibility at that particular time as a woman, you must sit back, listen to what he has to say, let him exhaust whatever it is that he has to say. You might agree or you might not agree at that particular point, but all you have to do is soak in that information and say, I have heard.
I have heard.
On a different day.
Exactly.
On a different day. In fact, what you must even do, say, I have heard, please help me be a better person in this area. I have heard. And if you must render an apology, if it is something that needs you to render an apology, whether it is ndios mnapike bwino, you know, you've been quite lousy in how you've been cooking, or maybe it's just even in the details of your preparation and how you're serving him and he complains. If need be, apologize. Then on a later date, raise your issues also.
Exactly. And I'm glad you broke it down so well, because this is just an intro. So before we go deep in what we want to have conversations about. And this is why I always say to women, make sure you marry a man you want to honor and respect and look up to. Because that is very, very key. Because if you marry a fool, God still demands that you submit to the fool. So that's the power you have as a woman is before you say I do. Before you say I do, you have the power to say no. I don't like you. You don't look like the man I want to submit to. You don't look like the man I want to be head over my life. But once you cross that space, even God expects you to submit to that fool. You may say, oh, my husband doesn't have sense or doesn't have wisdom, but you married him. So you are obligated to be able to submit to the fool. So if the fool doesn't have enough sense, that's your fool. And you have to submit and say, hey, this is a man that I married. So the biggest warning I give to women, marry a man, you say, I look at this man and this man looks like my king. So when he gives me counsel, I have confidence, I have trust to say, I will take the advice that this man is giving me. I am willing to lay down, my life to listen to this man, like you have said. And also, it's how you say it. When it's your turn to say it, when you're doing his nails, or you guys are hanging out, say, hey babe, last time you spoke about this thing, but I have a concern. This is how I feel about something. So it's about how you communicate. You can't shoot back when the man is coming at you, all guns blazing.
And usually that is where the problem is. And I think in every home, communication is one of the greatest asset that you can ever invest in. As a couple, in your marriage, it's very, very important to invest in your communication skills.
100%.
And once you have a situation where every time that your man is trying to reprimand you, every time that your man must rebuke you, you have so much to say.
Yes.
You have so much to say. And usually this is the attitude of so many women. Your man has the responsibility to bring order.
Exactly.
You must be able to bring order in your home, in your life. He has the right to do so. But at the point at which your man is rebuking you or correcting you, yours is to listen. Yours is to listen. And that's the reason why you find that in most of these counseling sessions, a man will just complain to say, "Someone in Verela."
It's true. It's very true. And he goes back to the cave.
Someone in Verela.
Men stop speaking.
So when a man says, "Oh, you get or someone in Verela," one, it means you always have a lot to say when he's trying to correct a situation. But secondly, also, someone in Verela means this woman does not honor me.
It's true. It's very true.
This woman does not respect me.
It's true.
Usually, that is what that statement means. Someone in Velela. She does not listen to me. It means she does not respect me. She does not honor me, because I think in every home, it's very important that when your man is talking to you, sit back and listen. And I know, again, I'll refer to the feminist movement that feels this kind of talk encourages men to dominate women. No, it's not about dominating over women. No.
And when you love your woman, you would never want to dominate her. Because you realize as a man, if I slacken, God holds me accountable for my home. So this is not a conversation to dominate women. And I know that's how some people may misinterpret, these people are so, they're trying to step on women. No, it's not. God designed a home with order, how a relationship should run. So we're not trying to sit here and dominate women. We're simply saying, this is why there's always a head. So God says he's a head over a man, and then man is head over woman. So that's how that relationship flows. When a woman wants to have a conversation, she should find a way to have a conversation. Even the story in the Bible, Ruth, talk about Naomi. She had to be taught on how she had to position herself to be able to conversate and be able to attract Boaz. There was a strategy taken out there. So when men are throwing wisdom, a woman that has got, there's certain things that you and I talk about off air. I wish we could speak about them, on air, but they're just certain things that have to stay outside there. But the key thing is, as we get in the show, it's to let our sisters understand that this is not about dominating you. This is about helping you to preserve your homes, to preserve your marriage. How do you speak to your man? How do you engage? And how do you listen? How do you take in the wisdom and the counsel that comes your way so that it doesn't look like you're fighting back his wisdom? And you know what, men don't want to have stress. I mean, who wants to have wahala? They'll just stay back and go in their cave. And that's when now the wrong people start speaking to your man, because he's got begin to appeal. Because I have a woman that I want to bring order, but she can't be able to feel me and listen.
So to our women, one of the things that you must understand, this is a man's need. We're talking about how to appeal to a man's need, how to keep your man.
Exactly.
This is wisdom for you. And we live in a generation where people despise wisdom.
That's so true. That's so true. That's so true.
Believe you me, this wisdom will preserve you. It will preserve your marriage.
So true. So true.
One of the things that you must understand as a primary need of a man is respect. It's a primary need. a man needs, they live off respect.
Yeah.
It's very, very important. And if you're a woman that is always disrespecting a man, and disrespect for a man comes in different ways and in different forms.
Yeah, yeah.
If yours is always demeaning him, always, undermining his authority, always, talking back, always, having so much to talk about, every time that he's trying to correct you, you say, what about you? Even you.
Yeah.
Even you. You are not serving the man.
Yeah. You're actually not serving yourself. You're not even serving your home at all.
Yeah.
So I mean that really becomes and I think for a man who knows himself, he can't even sit in a space like that because he's not trying to compete. He's very secure in his manhood.
Yeah.
I know who I am as a man.
Yeah.
I'm secure in my manhood. If I'm talking to you, I'm trying to build, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to invest in my marriage, I'm trying to invest in this relationship. So I'm not just that sissy in the streets, who wants to dominate and bulldoze a woman and so he can prove.
Yeah.
There are men that say, hey babe, I'm just trying to bring order in this marriage. I'm trying to bring order in this relationship.
Yeah.
So I'm not here because I want to show that I've got more power over you. I'm a man that is accountable to God. God has given me a structure, a vision for this marriage. This is how we're going to roll. This is how we're going to do things. So if we're going to do things, there's a way these things ought to flow.
Yeah.
So I think for me those, and I like the point you spoke about. I've never seen a generation that despises wisdom like our generation.
Yeah.
I think we are too intelligent. We actually sometimes more too intelligent than Jesus.
Yeah.
Because, and there's one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. It's in Proverbs. It says, wisdom cries out. It's calling. What's happening right now, what you do with Real Talk every night, it's supplying wisdom. It's like wisdom is calling out. And it says, at a certain point, it says, when you don't listen, when disaster hits you, I always tell people, you can avoid a relationship coaching session, but you will not avoid legal lawyer fees when it's about to file for divorce. So you can decide to take the wisdom that is given in a relationship coaching session or in a marriage seminar, and get that wisdom, or go and pay some beautiful legal fees out there to be able to. And I've been through that process. It's not even a beautiful process. That's like the most straining, sitting in the courthouses, going through those divorce. There's nothing sexy. This is why God says God hates divorce. There's nothing sexy about spending 3 years going to court trying to dissolve the marriage. There's nothing sexy about that. You understand? There's nothing sexy about that. Yeah. So you have an opportunity to listen. You have an opportunity to sit. I always tell people and say, look, you're too busy trying to have a beautiful wedding, but you're not investing to have a beautiful marriage.
All right, we've got a call
and we
on
get
the line.
shocked.
Hello, good evening. A Future Real Talk. Good, thanks. Your name? Hello, good evening. Chipo, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
All right, where are you calling us from? Kamala. All right, good to have you, Chipo. Go and give us your comment.
I think I just wanted to do like a little bit on the radio.
Okay.
I'm like, this is the guy on the radio, I know this guy. It's the guy that was, for example, the divorce, divorce and days, right?
Which one?
Oh no, that's no, that's Kenny. We had mind blower the other week.
Oh, okay. So he blew their minds.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to I didn't listen to that show. I didn't listen to that show.
Yeah.
I just got the topic and put in the middle of it. That's interesting.
Okay. We are talking about women understanding men's needs. From your perspective as a man, what are some of the needs do you feel women must understand for them to to serve us better?
Okay. Well, I think at the point of putting on the radio, I think I was talking about this guy does that, why he do that, and stuff like that. So I was almost like, okay, I'll put you, I can tell you that what you used to have with my head. And I'll go drinking. I drink.
What? So you come back from your drinking spree.
Guys,
says
guys,
9 a.m.
malikosa. Guys, malikosa.
Okay.
The best thing is understanding his space.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The man will come back. Like, a man will always act like a child. If you don't give them that attention, they will always come back to you try to get that attention. If you give the man 100% attention, it's like you're telling, like you're just giving them the good road to run around and do whatever they can do. So, like, for the ladies, that's one thing that they miss. They feel they are so protective of their man. They're getting their man. It's okay. They are they're getting the man away. Well, the man needs his space. He needs his freedom. But it's also at the end of the day, the man will confide in the lady that gives them that man-made freedom. Well, the man is one that is so strict at the end of the day. And the man is one that gives open ground when they are that step.
And they can trust you with their issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even in our day-to-day leisure activities, I know in there is not to say a man can say, but not a man will never allow the other to grow and kiss with more than he loves the wife. Because the man, at the end of the day, is so submissive. In our dating, there was, no matter the situation at home, no matter the trouble that you face, you always wonder about and look for someone who you can pull out how your heart is. Like you just tell them how you feel. A man is a person that never holds so much to himself because there's so much that comes in and goes. Money making, business there, and everything. You want to stress them too much.
Okay, all right, Chipo, thank you very much. We appreciate your call tonight on Real Talk. 0974-870-877 is the number that you're calling us on. He has said a lot of things, and one of the things that he mentioned is that a man needs space, a man needs peace. All right, so we've spoken about a few needs. One of them is respect. Very, very important. A man needs respect. If you're a very, very wise woman, you will know how to handle your man as far as that is concerned. A man needs his space. And of course, when we talk about a man needing space, we don't mean a man who, after you've had issues in your marriage, says, no, I need space.
No, that's not. And not also the space to go and misbehave.
No. That is not what we mean. We mean that there's certain times that a man will come home and you don't understand why he is in that mood, why he's not talking, why he looks exhausted, and give him space. When he comes in, don't be the first one to throw bills at him. He has just walked into the house, he hasn't even settled. You're already showing him letters from your landlord. You're showing him letters from Lusaka Ota and Swazi. You're already showing him, letters from the school of things that he needs to to be paid. No, give him space.
Exactly.
Let him unwind. Let him come into the house. Do whatever it is that you do to make sure that the man is comfortable. And I've actually been in homes where the wife would actually even tell the kids to say, leave your daddy for now, let him first rest and eat, then you come back.
Yeah.
Because kids also, I'm telling you, because you're arriving home, kids have got so much energy, they want to play with you, but you're exhausted. So it is the responsibility of the woman to protect even the man.
I love, man, that's powerful.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that's also one of the things that we miss out as men.
Yeah.
Because people feel like we are strong and we don't need to be protected. We've got fragile spaces in our hearts as men. You want a woman strong enough who can be able to protect you, and be able to give that cover that is needed for you to be able to function as a man, for you to be able to be to be more effective, And this is why I think as you grow as a man, I mean, I'm turning 38 years old in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Every time I think of finding a partner, my needs have changed.
Yeah.
In the season of my life, the biggest thing on my plate is not even sex, is not food, because I can go to any restaurant and buy the best foods. I want a woman I can have conversations.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a best friend, because you and I know that it's ugly out there.
Yeah.
The world is messed up. If I'm getting back into my house, I'm looking for a woman that I can sit with you, quarantined.
Yes. And we can still have conversations.
And we can still have conversations.
And so much things to talk about.
So much things to talk about. We don't have to get naked.
Yeah.
Can we get naked mentally?
Yeah.
Can I get laid mentally? Man.
Yeah. No, you can't get laid mentally.
No, mentally I can get laid, man.
No.
Not physically.
Scripture says if you look at a woman lustfully.
No. Let me. I think I just went too deep, brother. Let me break it down for you. No. Let me break it down for you.
So I'm also trying to protect you here.
Yeah. So let me break it down. Let me break it down.
Yeah.
If I say, can I get laid mentally?
Yeah.
I'm saying, can I have intellectual intercourse with you?
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So can I get some intellectual intercourse with you? Can I enjoy, talking with you and still get very excited?
All right. We've got a call. Yes, sir. How are you?
I like how he says it. Doing well, sir. How are you doing?
Yes. Okay. Where? Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, the one. Man, good to have you here, man. Good to have you here. You always give me very good hospitality every time I come to your office. You're a good man.
Mazauru Lavambi.
No. He's actually among the people who I think has always given me love every time we've met.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Good to have you here, man. Yeah. Yes, please. Go and give us your comment. Yeah.
The only thing that people ask for is
akamutenda fye atakamuchinja.
Are you married? Are you married?
no, this is when I'm about to get that thing.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Awesome. And it's cheaper this time around. Marriage is cheaper this time around, brother. Just do it quicker.
Before they open the world.
Before they open the world
To get crashers.
Before all your ancestors show up. It's time to get married right now. The world is closed. Just marry her at your backyard,
The only thing I can say is there's nothing like better with what you have.
Yeah.
And as human beings, there are things that we can live with and things that we can't live with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you see that to our excellency,
Mhm.
you're good to go back.
Mhm.
Don't have to go vigilante, so now the things that they are, these are these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of people are finding themselves making a mistake that they'll think of the time that they spent with that person. And they will be like, no, there's no way I can come back. But with that relationship is better than bad marriage. We'd rather have the broken relationship.
And that's one thing people don't understand. If a relationship is not working, walk away. Than trying to go and try and fix it in the marriage.
Yeah.
Because people feel like marriage will fix it and it's when we get married. And unfortunately, sometimes when a Chimbosa tells people like this, no, how is it gonna be winno? If we don't fix this stuff now, let's fix it now before we even put a ring on it. Yeah. So let's sort it out now. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I know, it's true. Yeah.
All right, my man, we appreciate you coming in through. And we wish you all the best as you are preparing for your marriage. We wish you all the best, and we pray that you will sit under counsel, and both you and your wife to be, you go through counseling. It's very important.
Go through counsel. That's true. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I mean, anytime.
And then Pastor Jimmy, just to add in.
Okay, thank you.
Just to add in something, Pastor Jimmy, is one of the things I've said is everything that is on my list. Because I know women would listen and think, oh, men are just being men. They're self-centered. Somebody was having a conversation and they were talking to. I said to them, I says, everything I have on the list for my future wife, everything on the list. There's nothing I am not willing to beat and exceed. So I don't want women to feel like we're just talking because we've got high expectations.
Yeah.
All these expectations that we have as men, we are willing to hit and go beyond these expectations. Or we are just saying timing is everything. Like what you talked about. If a man shows up, don't throw bills at him.
Yeah.
I came back home. That's why I married you. I'm coming back home to my best friend.
Yes.
I'm not coming back to bills. I'm not coming back to say, hey, rent is due. Or that's not what I'm coming back. I am looking forward to go back to my best friend.
Yeah.
You are the reason I'm coming back home. You understand? So I don't want you to throw things that I'm not coming back home for. When we've had a good time, you and I have had a good conversation, then we can talk about other things. I think for me, those are the key things. So our sisters, I don't want you to think like, oh, we're just throwing these things because I think I'm apologizing too much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyway, so we're talking about the needs. And who can better express things? Now listen, men are a creation, they're a product.
Yeah.
And we know ourselves.
Yeah.
All right?
Come on.
We know ourselves. And we know how or what must be done for us to operate at our maximum capacity.
Yeah.
In terms of loving you, in terms of just any other thing. So we know. Yeah. Like the Bemba said,
it's true. Natural.
You know what I'm trying to say? So when we're expressing these things to you as women, I hope you're taking notes.
Exactly. We're giving you data that your girlfriends can give you.
Because for some of you, women, you just assume to say men like this. This is a platform where men are expressing what are some of the needs that you need to cater. We've spoken about respect. We've spoken about giving a man his space. Some of you who are mothers in your homes, when your husband comes back from work, it's very, very important. First and foremost, welcome him. It's very important that your man must feel welcome in his own house. And unfortunately for a lot of men, they are not even welcome, even in their own houses. They don't feel welcome. They feel as though they're just squatting in their own houses.
I've come back to an FBI base.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I'm ready for interrogation.
The first thing that you do, you're interrogating him. Where were you? Why were you not picking up my phone calls? No. Welcome the man. And like we spoke about kids. Kids, they can stress a man. All right. they can stress a man. It's good to play with kids, and for me, I feel that there's time to play for them, but also there's time where you, as a wife, you must say, go and play now. I'll tell you when to come. So as the kids are playing, you are catering to the needs of your husband.
Yeah.
Serve his food the way that he loves it done. You know, if he doesn't want to talk, just serve his food. Go, leave him. Let him, you know,
exactly.
So there's just certain days that I just don't want to talk. When I go home, I just want to sit, get my remote control, watch whatever it is that I want to watch. Sometimes I'm chatty. I want to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I want to talk. And sometimes maybe, you know, vintu vanivuta che madius yanapita mapepe delay, you know, bankongole bakushupa. There's so many things that we go through as men. You know what I'm trying to say? And when you get back home, it is your safe heaven. It is a place where you want to forget that there is all that is happening in the world and feel safe. But unfortunately, in most of these homes, we don't feel safe. Hello, good evening.
I know.
How are you doing, sir? Your name? Wally, good to have you here. Please go and give us a comment. Okay. Email. Mulipa show number. So ngana mkwate fili fiyansifa ipushe ni tulandi apa peni. Yeah, last week yari pita. Yari pita. So ten tulandi shari. Okay, thank you.
And then somebody asked, my friend sent a message, Dr. Credo from the States. She says, what about a working wife?
A working wife?
Yes. Like, is what we're talking about applying to a working wife? If
Listen, a woman working is not an excuse, because a man and a woman within the the context of a marriage have got two different responsibilities.
Yeah.
And whether you work or you don't work, you must be able to fulfill your obligation in a marriage. All right. And the things that we're talking about here are the things that a woman must do to serve her man. So issues like respect. Whether you work or you don't work, you need to respect your man.
Exactly.
When it comes to catering to your king, your husband is your king. Do not let anybody fool you. Listen, I know that there's some of you that are arguing with these points. Maybe chupo is just not meant for you. But if marriage is meant for you, there are certain things that you must do for you to enjoy it. And unfortunately, there are some of you that go into marriage and you fight some of these things that we're talking about, and that's the reason why you are very miserable. You are very miserable. You're always arguing and fighting with your husband because you are basically fighting. Listen, there are what we call fundamentals of a marriage, and these are fundamentals: respect, honor, honoring your man. And some of these things that we're talking about. So the fact that you work is not an excuse, and Bwana is always emphasizing on this one thing that even the women of the old, they were working class women, but they took care of their homes. They cooked for their husbands. They made sure that they anchored the home. They took care of their children. They were not giving their jobs, their careers as an excuse for being pathetic wives.
Yeah, and I think I like the word that you use, they anchored the home.
Yes.
I think that's one of the most powerful things, because if you look at from scripture, I always tell women, I don't see in the scripture where the Bible talks about the man building the home. The Bible talks about a wise woman builds a home, but the foolish one tears it down.
That is Proverbs 14 verse 1. I've actually been meaning to read this scripture. I think from the beginning, I actually even had it set here. And I'm even glad that you've actually brought this. So, scripture says a woman builds.
He builds, So that's like now, I think for me the best term I would use is what the term you use, a woman anchors the home.
Yes.
So it's possible that she may be a full-time, working class wife, but she's got the wisdom to put the home together, to anchor it. And this is where the wisdom part comes in. You may not be the one that sits in the kitchen 24/7, but you are the one that sets the tone and you create the strategy for the home.
Yes.
You design how the home is going to look like.
You set the tone.
Even if I am not in this house for 1 week,
Uh-huh.
but I have set my vibe, I have set my standard. This is how my husband likes the food. This is how I want my family to put everything together. So I think for me, it's the anchoring. And the anchoring, and the other part is, we're not just talking about food. Unfortunately, in the African context, now let me talk about this thing. With all due respect to our mothers, I don't think it's true that a way to a man's heart is through his belly. Some men are not like that.
What do you mean they're not like that?
I mean, food is not what is going to make me stay in a relationship.
Well,
there's much more that I'm looking for.
Well, there's much more.
Yeah.
But you know, a woman that cannot cook.
No.
Is a problem also. You know.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me tell you.
A woman who can just mix unga na manzi, you know. And a lot of women who are like that, who mix ngachabe manzi na unga, mixine, muchekule, kutinga leko chensima chanje, unyo kama insima. It's a problem for a lot of women. You can't just mix unga na manzi, mukazi.
Yeah. No, but here's what I'm saying.
Problem.
But here's one thing I'm saying, Pastor Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a woman shouldn't cook.
Yeah.
I'm also saying that a woman mustn't be told to get married and the only thing they prepared her for is to cook for me. My needs are bigger than your food.
Now,
you understand? That's my perspective.
Okay.
You understand?
So now I also understand that, you know, how a woman takes care of the man in the department of food has got everything to say about that woman. In terms of...
Okay, break it down for me.
Let me break it down to you.
Yeah.
How a woman serves your food, how a woman, you know, prepares the food itself, has got everything to, you know...
Prepared with love.
Yes, it's got everything to do with her attitude.
Yeah.
If you truly want to know a woman's attitude, even just how she serves you, you will know that this woman has got bad attitude.
But serving is a different thing, Pastor Jimmy.
It's part of everything.
Yeah.
So, she cooks the food, she serves it, she calls you to the table, and how she just sets everything. It sets a tone to how this person honors you. There are certain women, if you want to know whether they honor you or they respect you, if they regard you in that house, see how they serve your food. Just check how they serve your food. Some of them, when you just enter, your food is in the kitchen. That speaks volume. No, vacuum the kitchen. And I know that there are men who tolerate this, and there are men that are okay with it, to say, you know, you're from working, then a woman is just referring you to the kitchen to say, zitengeleni vacuum. There are women, there are men that tolerate that, but there are men like myself who, straight up from just that action, I'm able to tell, to say, uyu mkazi uyu, she's got very bad attitude towards her position in a home as a woman. So you're able to see a woman's attitude. So it's just not the mere act of cooking. Anyone can cook. Even they can cook. But in your own house, how a woman cooks has got everything to do with her attitude, how you're able to see.
And attitude, I totally agree on the attitude, you know. But like I said, for me, I was raised by a mother who made sure each one of us went to the kitchen to cook. Yeah. So, I mean, I cook. I love to be in the kitchen.
But I'm sure she cooked for her husband.
She did.
Yeah.
But I'm not. And she practically, you know. And I'm glad. And
kitchen because but I'm sure that for her own husband, you can attest that she used to cook for her husband.
No, she really did. She really did. But all I'm saying is, I think the conversation is, especially in the African context, can our sisters be given more to bring to the marriage than just our cooking abilities?
Yeah, most definitely.
So that's what I'm saying. The food is good. We're gonna enjoy the food, but babe, can you come with something more than the food?
All right, we're gonna call on that. Hello, good evening. Yes, sir. How are you? Good, thanks. What's your name? Israel. Good to have you, man. Where are you calling us from? Okay. Yeah. Well, okay, that's good. Uh-huh. Yes.
This all depends on how you relate as husband and wife.
Okay.
There's no money. There's no money. If I reach home, why daddy, how are you? Sorry, so I did not reach home. So there's no money. Say if I'm home, my wife should be there prepared to work on, but there's no money. How you relate as friend and wife is what matters. I just reach home now, I understand. You cannot tell me to say, no, when I reach home, I should find food prepared for me, I should find water prepared for me. There's nothing like that. How I interact with my wife is what matters.
Okay. So in your context, and for us, I think the purpose of this of this particular show is to understand different needs of men. And of course, we're not saying that these things that we're saying
one size fits all
is a custom. No. So for you, what are your needs? What are some of the things that you feel your women, or maybe your woman, must understand about you to serve you better?
So you don't have needs. You don't have needs. You don't have expectations.
Uh-huh.
Because we are friends.
Okay.
And that is completely given me as a husband to try and do things good for my wife. Like, okay, right now I'm calling you, we're joking, and let's reach home. Now I'm teaching.
Okay.
And don't have any expectation.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that unless I have my mouth.
So when you say no expectations, when you get into your house, even if your food is not prepared for you, it's not an issue. If she hasn't cooked, and it's not an issue to you.
I have no issue with that.
So what do you do when you, for example, this is what 22. Now Mufika, food is not prepared. What do you do?
I was simply again, nothing. Where's my food? No, also we said, okay, let me have a cup of tea.
But those are expectations.
I'm not expecting a house to provide for me. I'm expecting I only provide myself.
Is that our expectation?
So the fact that when you come, you expect that there's food. The fact that you've asked to say, where's my food? It means that you expect that she could have cooked, isn't it? And somehow the food will be ready. That is expectation, right? Huh? No, but I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you.
Can I ask you a question, sir? Do you think your wife has got any expectations of you, and
as a man?
As a man, so if she, obviously she does. Oh. No, because the focus today was to talk about the needs of the man.
We are catering to the needs of a man. So on another show, we'll also look at what are the needs of a woman. But in this particular show, today, deliberately, we are educating our sisters, our aunties, our our wonderful mothers on what they must do to supplement the man, to understand his needs. What are some of the things that you must do? We spoke about respect. I think in every home, if a woman must have a successful marriage, a peaceful marriage, I think a man must be accorded respect. And I'm sure you agree with me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's understandable, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you don't need to apologize.
No.
It's still okay.
We understand perfectly, but for you as a man, do you still insist that you don't have expectations? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's true.
Okay. Is your wife nearby? We wanted to ask your wife a few questions. Is she nearby? Okay.
Is she willing to come?
Yeah. Hello?
You have expectations of her waking up.
Hello?
I have woken up. I like that. His
Mother,
guns.
how are you? Mrs. Israel, how are you doing, ma'am? Good, thanks. We are talking about women understanding the needs of a man. It looks like you're married to a very, very wonderful man who has emphasized, he's actually emphasized the fact that you are friends. So we assume that you actually enjoy a very good friendship. But you as a woman, from a woman's perspective, what are some of the things that you do for him because you understand to say, this is my husband and I must do these things for him to be happy? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So respect, peace, friendship.
And he doesn't like food. He doesn't want any food from you. And I now agree, you people are friends.
Yeah.
Not even for children. It's very true.
Yeah. So now, so he has just come. What are you going to do for him? Are you going to save him his food now? Because you've already served his food. Okay. Uh-huh. So it's not an issue where you're telling him, say, your food is in the kitchen, get it. We are glad that you understand your man's need.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these things that you have actually mentioned, these are a man's need. Without these things, you always be fighting in that house. If you always be fighting. So I'm actually glad that you understand his needs. So continue doing those things. Those are the things that will sustain your marriage.
And thank you so much, you guys. You were so random, but you really sound so good.
Yeah,
and it was good to really have you on the. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Israel.
Thank you, sir. That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I agree with you. That's one of my number one. That's one my number one need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah. And again, it all anchors on friendship, because if she's your friend, she knows what she must do.
Exactly.
You don't have to demand. Yeah.
Exactly. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
All
Thank
right,
you so much, sir. We really appreciate you.
All right, good evening to you. This is Real Talk. Alan, good to know that you're tuning in tonight on Real Talk. Thank you very much to know that you're tuning in. Israel emphasized on friendship. All right,
Yeah.
that is another need. All right, and I know that there's some couples who believe that you must not be friends with your wife.
Yeah.
And also their
Akakuberesha.
wives, yeah, akakuberesha. Azakungenera. You know,
Or men like him are called under pit coats.
Mhm.
You know.
But you know what? I will be very, very quick to mention that one of the things that I enjoy, I have enjoyed in the 10 years of our marriage, me and my wife, is that we are friends. You know, we're friends. We fight sometimes, but
And I know it's you who starts the fight.
no, it's her. They're trying to break my house. You know, we fight sometimes. We have our happy moments, we have our low moments, but we have a genuine friendship. Me and her can be driving, cracking jokes, talking. We gossip together.
And you're
You know,
sarcastic towards your wife sometimes.
well, she's also sarcastic towards me. That's just what it is. But you know, the bottom line that we enjoy a very, very good friendship. Friendship, what does it entail? The ability to have conversations beyond is my food ready? Beyond iwepilibuka.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's
beyond
beautiful.
iwepilibuka.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of married men they know iwepilibuka. Iwepilibuka. There must be life and conversation beyond iwepilibuka.
I have some friends of mine listening all the way from the States, so they don't understand your piwuka.
You turn around.
I'm Dr. Credo.
Hey, you turn around.
Dr. Credo, what Pastor Jimmy is saying is when a man gets home, it's late in the night, he say, hey baby, turn around.
Yeah. Good evening, you're through to Real Talk. How are you doing, sir? Good, thanks. What's your name? Norris. Good to have you here. Please go and give us your comment.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing? Great, great.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Look, the women are good at reading our minds.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Mm.
So understand that I think is the way it's handling.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two things I think are wrong. Even when you walk towards the little building, sometimes you can tell the children, I think you must protecting.
Yeah.
How you are.
Wounded buffalo. Naikosa. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We are not saying yes, we are the head of the house, when we give, we are given that space, but we are not doing other
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
want a woman who respects us. I can't change it with. Let us put that at this day. But here I can. Let us kind of get a little change. That's what the job has to raise at the bottom. But it is a You know, I like that point which you used, Bidri.
Yeah.
It's a woman, you are that one attachment. And the moment the woman realizes that you are the one attachment, and I think most of women need it from men. They don't know that we respect even from that angle when we say you are the one attachment. Where we say, guy is the Nabena, it is. Who know that the way, we must have any law in this. Don't believe you in the gene, you want to get to another one. And our brother is the director.
Yeah.
He never would be, but who would you like? I can't So that's why when we say, you are the one attachment, we expect a lot from them. So I feel there is a lot that the woman, that we are expecting from our wives. So I participated in the other one where we were saying, where communication.
Yeah.
You are saying there was that program which we brought in, I think you were fortnight ago or so.
Yeah.
You communicate what type of food you want to eat.
Yes.
You know, communication.
Yeah.
And the one which you are saying, you it's not beyond that.
Yeah.
So, the research is a bottom thing that I feel like should be, she's the answer.
Yeah.
She's the base of the marriage.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if she let the respect slip off her hand,
Yeah.
I think the marriage is destined
Yeah.
to be something else.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate your call. All right. 0974-870-877. This is Real Talk on Hot FM. You're tuning live on Mingotainment as well. Do join the conversation tonight. Not that we are undermining the needs of a woman, but we felt we needed to emphasize a few things to our beautiful women, to our wives, to our aunties, to our beautiful sisters who might have a few issues in their marriages as a result of the lack of this particular knowledge that we're sharing tonight.
Yeah,
and I
so
hope
true.
for some of you, instead of you just saying, sit down, listen, pick what you can pick, implement it, and see how God will begin to turn your marriage around. And for some of you, you don't even need deliverance. I was actually narrating a story with Pastor Steady of how that I was dealing with this situation with a woman who felt she needed deliverance. You know, so she calls me, she says, I need deliverance, I need prayers. So I was like, okay, what is the problem? So when I sat down to understand, the scope of what she was going through, what I realized was she didn't need prayers.
Yeah.
What she needed was wisdom.
Wisdom.
What she needed was wisdom. And what is wisdom? Wisdom is the right application of knowledge.
Yeah.
So for you to have wisdom, you must have knowledge.
Yeah.
Whether divine knowledge or earthly knowledge.
Yeah.
That we acquire through reading books, listening to programs like this one. You acquire wisdom. And once you've acquired this knowledge, when you apply it in a right way, it translates into wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's very important that women must be teachable